name is Lori Gill. I'm the founder of the Attachment and Trauma Treatment Center for Healing Niagara, and very honored to have Dr. Ruth Lanius here with us today. Dr. Lanius is a professor of psychiatry with Western University Hospital and has been a mentor and certainly a fabulous resource to the field, specifically in relation to trauma. Dr. Lanius has presented for us a few times and has a very busy schedule, so I'm so grateful that you're here today sharing your knowledge. I think so many people right now are overwhelmed. There's uncertainty about what's happening, when this is going to end. There's boredom. There's, people kind of stuck in a sense of, well, yes, that uncertainty. But I'm just wondering if you have a technique or a tip or some resources that you would offer to promote wellness or ideas during this time.
Thanks, Lori, and it's great to be speaking with you today. And I just wanted to reflect on a quote by Thich Nhat Hanh that actually has really helped me and others I know as well. And so I wanted to share that quote with you today and sort of reflect on it a little bit and to see how we can use it to help us through this difficult time. And what Thich Nhat Hanh said is that you can't calm the storm, so stop trying. What you can do is calm yourself. The storm will pass. And I think that's incredibly insightful. And I think as we think about it, first of all, it gives us hope because the storm will pass, right? This pandemic will be over at some point. We don't know when yet, but we know that it will be over. And so I think holding on to that hope is absolutely critical right now. And then he says, you can't calm the storm, so stop trying. What you can do is calm yourself. And I think what he's really getting at is at this concept of radical acceptance, right? We really have to accept and reflect upon what we can change and what we can't change. And so what we can change includes things that we do right now. We can all engage in physical distancing. In fact, we have to engage in physical distancing. And that way we can all save lives. We can all contribute significantly to this pandemic. We also can be kind to one another. That's something we can choose to do. So we can be kind to a neighbor that's in need. We can be kind to a friend that's in need. And that not only gives us a sense of purpose and a sense of meaning during this difficult time, but it can also change the life of this other individual that's struggling. And we can be engaging in very purposeful activities during this time, which I think is really important to overcome helplessness and hopelessness. So what can we do to make a difference in our own lives and in the lives of others? Really thinking about that and really making purposeful decisions that changes, I think, how we feel about how unpredictable the current times are and how helpless we feel. And then I think we need to balance that with the things we cannot change, right? We can't change the virus. We have no influence on the virus. It's an invisible enemy and it's terrifying. We also can't change how others may behave. And sometimes I think we're concerned about that because they may not take the virus as seriously as we may be taking it. But what we can gently do is, for example, if we're in a grocery store and somebody's not respecting physical distancing or they're absent-minded because they may be preoccupied with other things, we can say in a kind manner, oh, excuse me, the pandemic is still on. Let's be respectful and think about physical distancing so we can keep everyone safe. So I think it really helps us to reflect on what we can change, what we cannot change, and how to really make a difference in the lives of others to give us meaning and a sense of purpose. And above all, there is hope, and this pandemic will end someday.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. This is, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we have a project happening right now. We've created a Facebook page called ATTACH Niagara Caring Connected Communities, and that's very much been the focus. So we have daily gratitude practices and wellness practices, and it's free and just open and trying to connect with people who are feeling isolated or feeling, alone, or not knowing what to do in the midst of kind of not having their regular routine. And I love the focus on kindness and connection, because we will get through this. And in the interim, we just want to ensure that we're building in stuff to help ourselves move through this as optimally as possible, focusing on that hope instead of on the fear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks so much for doing that, Lori. I hope it's going to be helpful for a lot of people.
I hope so too. I hope so too. It just started last week, but definitely has been helpful to a few people already. So that's wonderful. So thank you again for being here today and for sharing this. It's a very practical technique and something that, we can easily use by shifting our perspective and just coming back to that and being mindful of the impact that we're allowing things to have on us each day.
Well, thanks for having me, Lori.